Energy, energy. Good morning. You guys, you understand, we're in a warehouse, we're in an R&D facility. This is a place to kind of hang out, not a place to be super formal. So, hey, my name's David Richer, CEO of Lyft. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all, the folks from the city who've been such great partners. Mayor Lurie, I'll introduce you in a couple seconds. Also, super, super important, thank you to the team behind all the amazing hardware and software you guys are going to hear about today. They are here in San Francisco. Some of them are visiting from around the country. I want to give them a quick, big round of applause for being here, so thank you. Okay, here's what we want to talk about today. So, look, San Francisco, this is almost like a sort of a love note to San Francisco for me. So San Francisco, you all know it as a city of incredible innovation, a city of incredible progress, right? Home and birthplace to some of the world's great, great companies, some of the real trailblazers. And you look way back and you see the Levi's of Strauss of the world, you see the Gap, you look more modern, you see, Salesforce. You see the birth of the world's best rideshare company. That's a company called Lyft. I represent Lyft. There's also, I think, another rideshare company that's available in this city as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, a city of incredible innovation across so many different dimensions. And a lot of people know that around things like rideshare and AI and so forth. What you might not know, and I'm here to kind of help you understand, is we're also a city of innovation around one of the real massive trends that are going on in the world of transportation right now, which is micromobility and e-bikes. You see the bikes all over the city. We'll talk about those in a couple seconds. But Lyft is actually the sort of muscle and innovation behind not just the bay wheel system here, but the system in New York called City Bike that does 200,000 miles a day, or 200,000 rides a day in the summer. The Divvy system in Chicago, the Portland system, the Boston system, and then systems overseas, the London system, the Barcelona system, the Madrid system, cities in Mexico as well, cities in Canada, the Toronto system, the Montreal system. All of that work to really change the way people get around cities in a much more sustainable, much more eco-friendly way, a much healthier way. All of that starts right here in San Francisco with the amazing designers we have under this roof, the amazing hardware and software we develop right here. So that's really exciting. A lot of people, as I say, don't know it. I think it's a real area of true innovation and forward momentum for this city. So what are we here to talk about today? Well, look, we have 4 pieces of news that I want to share with you real fast. The first one is Lyft is extending our system. So I mentioned this, but maybe just implicitly. We run the Bay Wheel system here in the Bay Area. By the way, this system is growing like crazy. I think we did, how many, Terry? You're going to have to remind me. A couple 100,000, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of rides last year. How many did we do?
Yes, we did 125 million.
Oh, 125 million. That's worldwide. And I think here in San Francisco we did some smaller number. 3 million. Thank you, Michael Bruce. 3 million rides right here in San Francisco. And you can sort of feel it on the streets, right? This city is embracing cycling like it has never done before. A huge part of that, of course, is because of e-bikes. Because I don't know if you realize, San Francisco's got some hills. E-bikes really flatten the city and make the city much more accessible to people. So the first thing we're announcing is that we are agreeing to extend our agreement running the Bay Wheel system for another 5 years. That's going to mean the best hardware, the best software, the world's most innovation right here in San Francisco. And super, super exciting. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. The second thing is we're committing to improving the system, right? So we're in the process of adding about 1,000 new bikes to the system, which is fantastic. By the way, I rode over on one this morning. It's a great system. I highly recommend every single one of you use it. We're putting in new stations. The new stations, some of them are the newest type. These are charging stations, so they actually keep the bikes charged themselves. They're the ones, I don't know if you've used our bikes before, but sometimes you got to go like this, bam, bam. Okay, these guys don't require as much of that. They embrace your bike in a beautiful way. So anyway, that's the second thing, is we're extending the system and improving it. The third thing I want to say is we are officially launching today some of our newest hardware. And that will include a new bike, which we internally call Astro. There are actually 2, one called Astro and Metro. These are bikes, along with this, what we call Cosmo internally up here. These are bikes that are the best in the business, right? They're designed for safety. That paint, for example, is photoreflective paint. That's why it shines back at you in the night so well. If you look at the basket, it's meant to prevent people from taking a ride in the basket. Same with the back fender. If you look on the newer bikes, sometimes people will kind of stick their butts on the back of the fender thing. That's not cool, so we don't allow that. The bike has continuous, you don't actually have to shift it, the e-bike. So anyway, a lot of innovation built into these bikes, and the newer ones, of which you'll see about 250 in the city, are even lighter, easier to use, and actually less expensive, which is great because it'll mean that we'll be able to put more on the street. So those are 3 of the pieces of news. The last big piece of news, you're going to see the word Lyft right on every one of these bikes, right? You see the word Lyft bike here. We're moving beyond bay wheels and putting Lyft bike on it. Why? Because we're proud of the system. And frankly, if you have a great experience, we want to get credit. But even more importantly, if you don't have a great experience, we want you to know who is accountable for that. So let us know if you don't have a great experience. I hope that never happens. Listen, last thing I'm going to say, these things don't happen in isolation. The best bike share systems in the world, the Londons, the Barcelonas, and the San Franciscos, and the New York, happen in close collaboration between the operator and the manufacturer and the city. The city's been incredibly generous in its support of the bike system over the years. Special call out to Julie Kirschbaum, who is somewhere right here. Thank you very much. To Mayor Lurie, of course. Julie, you are the SMTA Director of Transportation, if I got your title right? Okay, fantastic. There we go. And also great partners in the MTC, the Metropolitan Transportation Commission. So thank you all very much for your collaboration. That's really what makes it work. Last thing I'll say. San Francisco, unbelievable city. It's got the world's best hills, which is great if you're going to test. It's got the world's best designers, which is great if you're going to create world-class machinery and hardware and software. And it has absolutely the world's best view. I ride a Lyft bike every day to and from work. I come to work with a huge smile on my face. It's one of the best parts of my day. So thank you all very much for being here. Really appreciate your support and your energy. And let's turn it over to Mayor Lurie.
David, thank you very much. Living in San Francisco, you have to know the quickest way to get around. And if I'm at City Hall, I know taking Muni out to West Portal is the fastest method. If I'm going out to Crocker Amazon for one of my son's soccer games, I'm probably driving. And for many residents, commuting or getting around their neighborhoods, biking and Bay Wheels, now Lyft Bike, are the go-to option. We know how important Bay Wheels are to our residents, and the numbers prove it. Get this, San Franciscans, you were talking numbers for the last year, you know this, San Franciscans took more than 500,000 trips in June, in just the month of June, the highest monthly total in the program's history. Today, we are doubling down on what is working. Lyft is adding 1,000 new bikes in San Francisco, opening 60 new stations and upgrading newer e-bikes across the fleet. I can't wait to try this out in a few minutes. This gives San Franciscans another reliable way to get around. Also, it's an affordable way to get around while making it easier to leave the car at home. And as downtown comes back, tours fill our streets and people explore our neighborhoods, getting around our city should be easy. Everyone here knows that when you are on your bike, you want to feel safe. And my administration, alongside Julie Kirschbaum, we remain focused on making sure every San Franciscan can get to where they're going with confidence, whether it is on bike, on foot, by transit, or in a car. Through our street safety initiative, we are coordinating across agencies to make sure that that is a reality on every street in our city. I want to thank you, David, and Lyft. I want to thank SFMTA and Julie. I want to thank the MTC and everyone who made this expansion possible. Together, we are making it easier to get around the greatest city in the world. Let's go, San Francisco. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Lurie and Mr. David Risher. We aren't taking questions live here, but there is tons to see and do. You can see where we test and design all of our bikes here in San Francisco, so have a look around. We will be sending press materials around to those of you that are here with the press, and thank you so much for being here.